Recruiting is paramount. You have to recruit the best talent in the country in order to win championships.
You know, it's a slippery slope. Once you're on the slope, you just kind of keep going that way, because ultimately you don't want to miss out.
At big schools, you got to win to keep your job. And so then going after what you think is going to be the next best thing, you want to make sure you landed her.
I just like to go up to a field and I like to sit there for 10, 15 minutes and watch the flow of the match and just really take in and say, you know, I certainly wouldn't want to be facing that young lady, which means she has some intangible or some quality that is just something you don't want to play against. She could be dominant in the air, she could have fantastic range, she could be lethal with her back to pressure, she could strike a ball incredibly well. So it's whatever quality it is. You don't want to face it on the opposite bench, so that's the kind of young lady that we look for.
Every couple years you started seeing younger and younger, and then now we're at the point where we're at 8th graders. So it's crazy.
I think we still recruit the same. We have to go out and watch younger age groups.
The challenges are everybody's in the fortune-telling business.
I have to be certain that that young lady at 14 and 15 is going to stay as ambitious as she is or will continue to be at 17.
College soccer, I think, is the dangling carrot for the player.
You know, I think the one thing that's occurring is you find stagnation at the U17, U18 level, which is not helping our game.
So imagine committing freshman year, where a lot of them do. So now everything you've been playing for in your mind, again, because they're young, they're only 14 or 15, and now they go, all right, I got what I wanted.
And then it becomes a series of average and mediocre decisions.
I know our lives and our livelihood depend on the quality of player that we bring in.
We want to be recruiting seniors, and if we're not keeping up with you know, the top programs, and we'd like to include ourselves in that, then you don't feel like you're doing your job to the best of your ability.
And everybody wants to say, well, the coaches, they could just stop recruiting those ages. Absolutely, but if everybody's not going to do that, then that's never going to work.
I don't think you can totally blame coaches on it, because I've seen players too that really just want to know where they're going for whatever reason.
I don't ever like to say it's not fair, but it definitely presents more situations that aren't fair for the kids, and ultimately this is why we're here and what it's about.
We ultimately want a better version of the 15-year-old that we're currently talking to, and we want her to be more respectful, more mature, and more ambitious than she was at 15. And just imagine, you know, how much of a risk that is. I don't even think that they would take those odds in Vegas.